Hello everyone and welcome back to Lucky Loaders 15, where I'll be giving you 3 of my best tips for tomorrow. Now before we get stuck into that, just quickly want to reflect on how today's selections performed. Wasn't a bad day for us in the end. We had a winning nap at Ascot with Song for Someone. I was always fairly confident on his chances, and I thought he really had gone into this race underestimated by quite a few, because I just thought really today the trip, the ground and also as well the track were going to be all in his favour, and he had some form tied in with horses that Call Me Lord's run up against in the past, like Chittabello and Thomas Darby, and Thomas Darby and Chittabello had got the better of Call Me Lord, so that was quite an interesting angle into the race. And Marina was a horse that I just couldn't be confident with at all, and it seems that the Jared Sullivan horses that moved from Willie Mullins to Paul Nicholls, definitely now you can fairly say now with a clear sight there that those horses are just going to be taking a while really to get to the boil. I think Paul Nicholls has only had 1 or 2 winners, so yeah, some of the big guns like Real Steel and Lorena, they're probably going to take a while to really come back to the fore again. So yeah, so that was a good start for us. Also as well, the next best, a little bit frustrated there, but we still got the place money, advertised at 6 to 1 each way. Finished in second place, that was Umbrigado at Haydock, was travelling really well at one point, and then Arrivederci of John Joe O'Neill's fell in front of him, really badly impeded him, but he was able to stay on board. Fergus Gillard, who had a good day winning on main fat, but he came back there, you know, and I still think he had every chance, but maybe the getting hampered early on down the home straight didn't help his chances. But in the end, I'll take that, you know, he ran respectably enough and he could have fallen there, so I'm pleased that he was okay from that incident. So yeah, not bad there. And also as well, great haul. There was some 4 places around and he finished in 4th, so if you did back the each way with 4 places there at 12 to 1, you would have got a bit of place money there. 2 disappointments of the day were just a tenner. Yeah, I know he was a massive outsider, but I couldn't really see why he was such a big price, but obviously he should have been that big price. But so yeah, in the end he was just outclassed on the day, but that was the risk we were taking there, as a real fly on the wall on one and just a little bit of fun with him. And then the other selection, King's Monarch, Ash went off favourite in the end for Kerry Lee, was very well backed, but in the end I think it was only 3 horses that finished in the weight at the end of the race, and it was Perfect Candidate that won the race again like he did 12 months ago. Fantastic stand performance by that horse, getting on quite a bit now. I think he's nearly 30, or he is 13, maybe coming 14, you know, so yeah, great performance from him, and be interesting to see if he stays in training. So all in all, not a bad day today, not making fortunes, but still nonetheless, you know, it was nice having that winner and a couple of each ways, and fingers crossed we can have some more winners tomorrow, where we're going to be going to Uttoxeter for my first tip of the day, and we're going to be going with my Longshot here, which runs in the 228 with a horse called Silva Eclipse. 11 to 1 each way with bookmakers at the moment, and 4 places currently being advertised at this price at the time of recording, which is around about 4:15 on Saturday afternoon. And the 4 places is available with William Hill, this 11 to 1. Now this horse Silver Cook is trained by Sue Smith, and Danny Cook's taking the ride tomorrow. Now this horse did have an engagement to run at Haydock today, and that's Daya's handicap hurdle, and I did fancy him to run a big race if he'd gone there. He'd had a fantastic record at Haydock. I don't think he'd ever finished outside of the first 3, so I was a little bit disappointed that he didn't turn up there. However, running in this race tomorrow, I think he's got a good chance. He was a winner of it last year when he won off a £7 lower mark, but he's still a fairly young horse, this horse. He's still only 7 years old, so you'd like to think there's still maybe a little bit more to come from him, and he's a really good stayer, very versatile on all kinds of ground, and he's got some fair form to his name. He's already had 1 decent run this year that doesn't look too bad. His third to Mr Scrumpy at Weatherby, and the form of that didn't work out too badly, because Gillian Bonus's Tees Components lad was a winner of a Potomps qualifier at Market Raisin a couple of days ago, so that form doesn't look too bad in the context of this race. This horse running off a mark of 129 will still have to keep finding. However, I still think he can improve over these staying trips, you know, and he's a horse, in my opinion, that you want to be keeping on side, and if you look into his form a little bit more, he ran not a bad race last time. Despite getting headed, it was over the wrong kind of trip for him. He's an out-and-out stayer, 2.5 miles at Carlisle. Probably wasn't really his bag, but going back up in trip tomorrow at a track that he's won at before, this race before as well, I think there's a lot to like about his chances tomorrow. And Sue Smith's stable haven't been in great form, but they often take a while to get going, and it's normally about this time of year, towards the end of November, early December, that they start firing again and amongst the winners. So yeah, I think this horse is one you want to keep on side tomorrow, and that's why I'm going to be putting him up as my long shot of the day. We then go to the next best, which runs in the 2:43 at Exeter with a horse called Trans Express. Now this horse you can currently back at 13-2, and I'm just going to recommend a win-only bet here for Lucy and Sue Gardner. Now if you've been following my work for a while, you might remember a couple of weeks ago we actually had a winner with this combination at Exeter, a 14-1 chance, and that was a nice winner that day. And this boy, Trans Express, he's getting on a little bit now. He's a 10-year-old. However, he's very well handicapped now, down to a mark of 107, and he was last seen when he was last seen winning was actually here back in 2019 when he won off a £12 higher mark. So he's arguably very well treated now, and this race is a little bit weaker than his race last time in my opinion at Wincanton, when he ran well for a long way. But moving back to Exeter, where he's got a fantastic record at the track, he's won here 5 times in the past, and I think he can get another one tomorrow. And I think he's very well handicapped on some of his old form, and this is a race in my opinion that lacks a bit of depth. So yeah, I think he's got a great chance tomorrow, fairly solid case to argue, and I think he'll be a little bit short on the betting come post time tomorrow. So that's going to be the next best there. We then go to the 3:38 with the nap of the day, saving it for the best till last, and the last race of the day there at Uttoxeter, with a horse here called Fromage. I love my cheese, so it's called the Big Cheese in French, this horse. But yeah, going back to this horse, he's currently 7-2 at the time of recording for Johnny Burke and Tom Lacey. Tom Lacey's horses have been running okay. He had a winner at Huntington today, and this horse has started life not too badly this season. A third place effort at Bangor on D on his seasonal debut has worked out not too badly, because the second horse, Constantio for Donald McCain, has won since at Plumpton and ran a good race the other week, where I think he finished second at Huntington. Also as well, he finished third at Ascot last time in a conditional jockey's handicap hurdle, but that form's not worked out too badly, because the 7th place horse, I think it was Expectations, was a winner at Huntington today in the female jockey race with Gina Andrews aboard. So yeah, that form doesn't look too bad, and he's off a mark of 115. I think he's quite versatile ground wise, and I think he's definitely capable of defying this mark, and I think he's got a good chance in this race tomorrow. 7-2 currently at the time of recording, and I could see him being a little bit shorter come post time, and I'm quite keen on his chances to go and get the business done for us. So yeah, that's going to be the net for us in the 3:38 at Uttoxeter, Le Grand Fromage. So I'll quickly just run through them there then. In the 2:28 Uttoxeter, Silva Eclipse is the long shot of the day, 11-1 each way, 4 places William Hill. In the 2:43 at Exeter we go Trans Express at 13-2, win only bet. And then in the 3:38 Uttoxeter, Le Grand Fromage at 7-2, and that is a win only bet as a nap of the day. So if you haven't done so already, please make sure you hit the subscribe button for more videos here on my YouTube channel, Lucky Loaders 15. If you're enjoying these videos as well, please remember to give us a thumbs up. And if you want to follow me on Twitter, you can do, where my handle is at LuckyLoader15. And if you want to find out a bit more about myself, my website is www.chrisloaderracing.co.uk. So please game responsibly. Hopefully we can have some winners tomorrow, and we'll be seeing you soon.